There are people out there in Washington that want to make the argument that registration of firearms is a good idea. Now, thankfully, that debate is not going on right now, but it's a horrible idea regardless, even to suggest jokingly. The reason for that is the slippery slope argument. Now, I know there are those out there that are going to watch this video, and the second they hear the slippery slope argument, they're either going to laugh, roll their eyes, or stop watching the fucking video. If they're smart, they'll continue watching. The reason why gun registration is a terrible idea is because of the fact that criminals aren't going to respect it. They're still going to get their guns illegally because, fuck, they're already thinking about killing somebody or robbing somebody or raping somebody or carjacking them, mugging them, whatever. Either way, they're going to break the law to begin with to make money. So what's one more crime? Add to that the fact that every single country in the world that has enacted gun control in some way, shape, or form. The start of it all was licensing. After that was registration. After that was confiscation. And the reason why they always registered before they confiscated was because it allowed them to know, to look at a big ass list in a record book and go, oh, well, these guns are banned and these people have them, and here's their address and their phone numbers. Sweet, we could just go there and take them. Gun registration is a horrible idea. Gun control in general is a horrible idea. The only intelligent, halfway intelligent gun control is age restrictions, because I'm all for people practicing their Second Amendment rights, but I mean, we don't need 8-year-olds running around with AK-47s. And restrictions on fully automatics. That's the only thing that I honestly and truly support at the federal level. But gun control in general, especially registration, it's a slippery slope and it's dangerous, and it always leads to confiscation. Look at the United Kingdom. Look at the history of gun control in Mexico. Look at the history of gun control in Australia. And any country pretty much you want to look at in Europe, with the exception of Switzerland. And people will make the argument in places like Europe, where there's almost no mass murders committed with firearms, or China or Japan. But while that's true, there's very few people out there killing each other with a gun. There's a hell of a lot of people getting stabbed. Just recently in the United Kingdom, a place that does not respect or protect the right to keep and bear arms, for that matter, a soldier was killed off post, stabbed to death. And there were plenty of people around to witness it, but there was no one there that could actually stop it. Now, I respect the armed forces of the United States of America, but I'll be damned if I am going to jump in the middle of a stabbing with either my bare hands, a knife, or some kind of blunt object for bashing people. It's not going to happen. You give me a gun, yeah, I'll interdict in some shit. But other than that, I'm going to stand back to keep myself from getting injured. Because a knife is a horrible self-defense weapon when there are better options out there. And if they allowed people to keep and bear arms in England, in London, I guarantee you, somebody, to include possibly that soldier himself, would have had an adequate means of self-defense, and he wouldn't have been murdered in the street to leave behind a wife and children and a country hurting and enraged. United we stand, and divided we surely will fall.